which I'm coming, to be able to realize the dreams of the founding fathers, first we need peace on the continent. In 2013, they talked of silencing the guns. But in 2024, the guns are not silent on the continent. We will work to ensure that guns are silent so that we can be able to have a peaceful development. Secondly, Africa is a victim of climate change. Africa today suffers from twin disasters: droughts and floods on the continent. Yet Africa has emitted very little of the carbon that is polluting the world. So Africa needs to be compensated. But this will not come if Africa goes to negotiate as individual countries. If we go and talk as Kenya, as Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, Mozambique, Egypt, or Algeria, the rest, those major offenders will not listen to us. But when we go and talk as Africa, they must listen to us. We'll be able to get a fair deal in the issue of climate change. We also need to green Africa. But Africa is also home to the second largest carbon sink in the world, the Congo forest. But how do we continue to green Africa, to arrest the desertification, southern advance of Sahara Desert? These are issues, they are challenges which we are equal to. We can be able to deal with these issues effectively if you have got an effective organization in Addis Ababa. African youth today drown in the Mediterranean, trying to get to greener pastures in Europe. It's a shame. We must arrest this trend and ensure that we create a conducive environment within the continent here. That this youth do not have to flee to go to Europe. And this will only happen if Africa works together as a united continent. We know that Africa is one of the richest continents on planet Earth. It is a paradox. The richest continent is also the poorest in terms of living conditions of its people. This we must put to rest. We should not continue to blame those other people who have exploited the continent. We have the ability to reverse this trend and get Africa moving forward again. Therefore, we need to be able to ensure that Africa uses the resources that it has effectively. We need also to ensure that Africa also trades with itself. Africa is wasting a lot of time searching for markets where they put very unequal terms to goods coming from Africa. The inter-African trade today stands at only 15%. Inter-European trade stands at 70%. Inter-Asian trade stands at 60%. Even inter-South American trade stands at 35%. We need to ensure that Africa trades more with itself. We need to address the constraining factors. One, the non-tariff barriers which have been imposed by other African countries against goods from neighboring countries. More importantly, we need to address the issue of infrastructure development in the continent. that will make it easier for African countries to trade with each other. I have been